Hey guys, Connie here. Lots and lots of questions on a lot of the groups about whether or not to get just a breast lift or a breast lift with implants, also known as an augmentation. So I'm here to talk to you about my personal experience and give you the information that I found out in my research when making that decision. So first things first, I've always been a bigger chested girl. I've always been a 36 double D in and around there. And so never in my life had I ever considered or thought that I would be the type of person to get breast implants, but I'm here to tell you that yes, I definitely got breast implants, and I actually got some pretty large ones. I got 525 cc subpectoral, which means behind the muscle, moderate profile, which is a wider profile breast implant recently. I'm actually currently 4 weeks post-op from my breast lift, breast augmentation surgery, as well as I had a full mommy makeover, including a tummy tuck. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how I ended up with breast implants. So I definitely knew I needed a lift. After having 2 kids, losing 50 pounds, nursing 2 kids for 3 years, my breast went initially from a size C all the way to a size EF with nursing, and then I was left with a very deflated 36 double D breast with my nipples pointing way down and with areolas the size of bologna, literally. And also one of my breasts was significantly smaller, almost a cup size smaller than the other. So I knew that for sure I needed and wanted a breast lift. That's how the journey started. But once I started that and I started talking about my goals and I started talking about sort of the end look that I was going for, I knew that having upper pole fullness, or this kind of poofiness up here in the breast, is something that I really wanted. And when I had seen a lot of photos of breast lift alone, I wasn't seeing that upper pole fullness. I was seeing still a very, I'll say, flat, torso and like breastplate area here, and a very natural looking breast with the nipples pointed perfectly in the right place, and a lot more, I guess we'll say, form and contour to the breast. However, I didn't see a lot of the fullness that myself personally I was used to on my body, and that personally I wanted in terms of overall look for my breasts. So with that in mind, I started exploring the idea of an implant, and so sure enough, it was recommended to me to get the gummy bear style cohesive gel implant, which if you're currently researching implants, you'll know that that's sort of the very popular option right now, is to get that cohesive gel gummy bear style implant. It's a very firm implant, very jelly-like, as you can see if I touch mine, and it provides really good firmness. So that's the route I went. Now, in terms of deciding what size to get, now your plastic surgeon will take measurements of your breast, and they will make a suggestion to you on what size you should go based on your overall measurements and the brand of implant that your doctor works with. Now, a disclaimer here is that in my experience, the doctors are very modest when they tell you what breast implant size to get. They're not going to go ahead and say, oh yeah, you should get a 500 cc implant. They're going to be very modest with the suggestion that they give you based on sort of your body specs and also the brand of implants that they work with. A, because it's a liability, and B, they like to rear on the side of caution when it comes to the overall look that you'll end up getting and how well that incision will come together. So for me, the doctor initially suggested around a 350, 370 cc implant. Now, after being told that, I didn't really know what that would look like on me, and there is some opportunity while you're in the surgeon's office to try on implant sizes, but what I will say is that that doesn't really give you a good idea of what to expect, because, well, how do you put an implant in your current bra when you're already a bigger girl and really get a sense of what that looks like once it's in your body? Plus there's the lift to keep in mind, and with a lift, things really go down in size and they move around, and it's just really difficult to tell. So my suggestion to you is you should actually show your surgeon pictures of what you're looking for. So go online, go on realself.com, just even Google like the different CCs or different other surgeons even, or your own surgeon's portfolio, and start looking at boobs. Start looking at boobs though on girls with very similar height, weight, and body frame to you. So I am 5'9", 165 pounds, and I'm definitely a larger framed girl. So I made sure that I was looking at something similar when I was researching boobs and inspiration pics for my surgeon. And so sure enough, I went in with about 10 pictures of boobs that I really liked, and I showed them and I said, well, what do I need to get in order to achieve this look? And sure enough, they're like, oh wow, like you actually do like a larger, fuller breast. You're probably gonna end up somewhere between the 500 and 500 cc range. And you can see that that's a lot more than the 350, 300 cc range that was initially suggested for my body. So with that in mind, I asked the surgeon, I said, like, are you comfortable putting that size of implant inside my body? Like, will that be appropriate, especially with the lift? Is it gonna be too much? At once, and my surgeon reassured me that absolutely he was comfortable putting in that size of implant on my body in order to achieve my end result goal. So more of the story here, guys, is absolutely discuss this with your surgeon. Asking on general groups sort of what size implant someone got, you know, you might get a bit of an idea on what you might be looking for, but on the same token, it's very important to discuss your goals specifically with your surgeon. So in the end, I went with the 525cc moderate profile, and I will tell you that I am the same breast size. So first of all, I was a 36 double D. Now post-surgery, I am still a 36 double D. Actually, the underwire bra that I'm wearing under here right now is the same bra that I was wearing pre-surgery, and I can post a picture of me in that bra pre-surgery, post-surgery, so you can see an idea of how it's literally the same bra size, however the look is completely different. So whereas prior to surgery, I would say my cleavage definitely looked saggier, I had that waterfall look to my breasts. You could see that I wasn't quite filling out my bra evenly on both sides. I always had to match my big breast size for my bra, not my small one, so then I would have some spill out, whereas now it fits me a lot more snug and full and evenly, and my cleavage is a lot higher, and I definitely don't have any saggy waterfall sort of cleavage look happening. So you know, once again, breast lift versus breast lift plus augmentation, I myself find that the augmentation and the implant absolutely changes the overall look. Perhaps some will say it definitely looks more like the fake boob look. I don't necessarily think my boobs look fake. I have had nobody notice that I had any kind of work done to my chest because I've always been a bigger chested girl. To me, my breasts look exactly like they did when I was younger, before kids, and when they were a lot fuller and perkier. The one thing I want to caution you is I know that in this particular bra right now, I'm having like a lot of armpit fat happening right now. It's something I'm personally a little bit insecure about, but once again, I am only 4 weeks post-op right now for my surgery, and I am wearing 2 bras, and this particular she-fit bra that I'm wearing on the outside is really tight on purpose to help with my healing of my breast lift. And so as a result, because it's fitting me so tightly, it's creating that extra armpit fat. So some people wonder, oh, is, you know, she oversized with her implant, or is she having a side boob issue? No, that's not the case. What's happening here is I'm still quite swollen in this area post-op, which is absolutely normal. The armpit area is a natural lymphatic drainage area, so this is really the only place now where I'm still experiencing a little bit of swelling, and I'm currently having lymphatic drainage massages to help me with that. And also, it's a goal area for me as I start to introduce exercise. It's an area that I want to continue to work on, and that should go down once my bra situation changes a little and I continue to exercise that area. So once again, ladies, if you're considering having a breast lift or a breast lift with implants, consider this information. It's a very personal choice whether you want to do just the lift or if you want to do the lift plus the implants. Another thing I will tell you is that you don't necessarily have to decide to do the implants right away. Actually, a lot of doctors nowadays prefer to just do a lift, and then 6 months, a year down the road, if you really feel like you want that implant, then you can always do it later. I know there's a lot of fear around implant illness, or even just stigma around having an implant in. And so what I will tell you is implant illness is only now now starting to be recognized as a thing. And it's actually 1% or less of women who actually have experienced any type of illness from getting an implant. The other 99% of women who get implants absolutely love them and have zero complications. So if you're one of those women who's on the fence about having an implant and you're worried about, oh my gosh, am I going to be, one of that 1%? I mean, it is a risk that you absolutely need to be aware of, but on the same token, it's a very, very unlikely situation that you would have any complications. And for myself personally, I found that within, I'd say, a couple of weeks, my body absolutely accepted the implant, and they already feel like they are a part of me and my natural breast. They don't feel foreign in any way, and I haven't had any illness as a result of having an implant. I feel very, very comfortable with them. There is no risk for rupturing my implant. I don't feel like I could pop it or injure it in any way. If you search on YouTube, Dr. Kat, who is a top Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, has an amazing YouTube video that shows testing that's been done with these cohesive gel gummy bear implants, where they throw them off of buildings, drive over them with cars and trucks. They step on them with sharp stiletto heels, and they literally do not pop or rupture in any way. So you can be rest assured that they are extremely safe, and that the odds of you, doing something to them in any way is extremely, extremely rare. And even if somehow you ruptured it in a way, the benefit of the new cohesive gummy bear gel implants is that even if they were to tear in some way, well, they're cohesive. It's like a gummy bear that you bite in half. Nothing leaks, nothing would go into your body system. It literally would just have to be replaced, and it would stay intact. So that's another, stigma and fear that people have when making this decision that I wanted to sort of demystify, to put your mind at ease. And then last but not least, a lot of people worry about maintenance and about having to have the implant changed regularly. So back in the day when it was silicone gel, loose silicone gel, or even saline implants that can over time deflate, and the saline can sort of leak or evaporate out, and you get that ripple effect. With these new cohesive gel gummy bear implants, they're actually considered a lifetime implant, and they come with a lifetime warranty, especially by the manufacturer that mine are, which is Mentor. It is still recommended and advisable that every 10 to 15 years or so you go in and swap out your implant and put a fresh one in. However, it's not necessary. Generally speaking, women go back every 10 to 15 years to do it, mostly because they want to have more work done. So usually they're getting other work done, and as part of that, they decide to do an implant swap at the same time. Or if they've had significant body or lifestyle changes, maybe they've lost a lot more weight, or they've put on more weight. What you are like in your 30s is going to be different than your 40s and 50s. So by then you might be ready for another touch-up, and at that time you can do a swap. So I know for myself, I got these, I'm in my early 30s, so I'm already preparing myself that maybe for like my 50th birthday or something like that, I may want to go for a swap out, and at the same time I may want to do some other work or touch-up. So I'm going to keep that in back of my mind for now, but in the meantime, I know that what I have will likely last me a lifetime. I shouldn't have to do anything for it, and I look forward to keeping you guys up to date on my personal mommy makeover journey, and specifically also what's happening with my breast situation. So I hope you found this video helpful in making a decision as to whether to do a breast lift or breast lift plus augmentation, and to share a little bit about my story with you. Have a great day, guys.